So in this problem, the first thing you want to do to find the rate of change is to figure out what you're counting by. If you look on the on the y-axis, you see that every line has a number to it. So we're counting by ones because it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now, on the bottom, 1 was the second line, 2 was the fourth line. So we're not counting by ones. Instead, we're counting by 0.5s. So label 0.5, label 1.5, fill in the missing pieces, so that will help you with your rise over run. The next thing you need to do is find your ordered pair, or your perfect points. Your perfect points are the points that are hitting the center line, right at the corners, or as Missy says, the crosshairs. Notice that this is not a perfect point because it's in the middle. So then do your slope triangle. How much am I falling? 6 to 5. I'm decreasing -1. Now I understand some of you are just counting, oh, I went 2 squares, so I'm going to put 2 there. But what are we counting by? Each line, each square represents a half. So I went a half, and then I went another half, so I went a whole. So it's -1 over 1. Now, just like the story problems for number 7, the easiest thing to do is figure out what we're talking about. So our delta y over delta x. Our delta y are talking about feet because that's on our y-axis. Our x is talking about hours. Once you come up with the units, that's easier to explain part B. So we're talking about the water level in the storage tank. So you can say the water is decreasing one foot every hour. Now notice that I'm not putting the negative inside the sentence. We're using a word instead of negative. We're using the word decreasing. So the water is decreasing 1 foot every hour, or a foot every hour. Now the y-intercept. The y-intercept in any equation is where the line begins. Where does our line intersect the y-axis? So in this case, it intersects right here at 6 feet, because we're talking about feet for the y. So what does the y-intercept mean? It means the water level, notice that I'm referring back to what we're talking about. The water level started or began, whatever word you wanted, started at 6 feet. Capital letter, period at the end, we're good to go.